Hey, reciting my lecture here. I have the old MacBook out, the projector, and projecting stuff on the wall, giving the lecture to myself. I wanted to show you something really neat. I actually have a cube magnet here. I wanted to save this for the 4th edition. I made this discovery back in early 2017. I got a couple supercells on the floor here. Let me grab one and show you something. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let me actually zoom in. If you actually see, we're looking at the actual polarity of the magnet here. Let me tap in. There we go. You actually notice the definition on the left pole, which is the south pole, is far more succinct than it is on the right, which is the north pole. What we're actually looking at is the phase difference. Now these are just white light LEDs. I don't need RGB LEDs to tell which side is which pole. We have a phase variance of ratio 1.618 to 1, a ratio of phi to 1. It's phi on the south pole and 1 on the north pole. Like I said, north pole on the right. You notice how fuzzy it looks as opposed to the clear definition in the brighter ring around the bowl formation, or the point of centripetal convergence on the south pole on the left. Hold on a second. Let me redo this. Get off the old glasses. I'm starting to get old. I need bifocals. Here we go. You look real closely. You'll see a high definition on the left. It's brighter on the left and dimmer on the right. You can actually also see, let me center the two of them. You can actually see the hypertrochoid pattern more clearly distinct on the left than on the right. But that bowl formation, and I actually have it pulled up on not this diagram, but the other one. You can see it underneath any ferrocell. It's easier to see on this, the magnified view. You can actually see this. In this case, it's flipped, so the south pole is on the right. You see this clearly defined bowl formation of fuzzy light versus just this deep bowl, and there's no bowl definition. I'm saying bowl. On the left, this is the north pole. Here you can actually see the phase variance of phi to 1. In this case, it's flipped as opposed to the magnet I just showed you where the south was on the left. In this case, the south is on the right. You can also see this clear bright line, and there's also a bright line ringing the bowl formation as the magnetism is reintegrating as the dielectric on the right. No one's ever made this observation before. This is saved for my 4th edition. Actually, I included this in the 4th edition, which obviously I'm still working on, and it's free, by the way, so don't complain about a free book. I made that, I think I inserted that October so of last year, but it's very visible. Let's go back to the cube magnet here. It doesn't matter whether it's ring magnet or conical or cylindrical, but here you can clearly see it. See, it's brighter on the left, more clearly defined. This is phase variance due to geomagnetic precession because a force vector is three-dimensional. People don't understand the true definition of a vortex. It's like, well, it's the necessitative geomagnetic precession. Scientists call it the Lamore frequency. Knowing the Lamore frequency was also adjustable and variable depending on the system. I think the average is 42.6 megahertz cycles of the force vector of geomagnetic precession. In other words, the cycle time of the geomagnetic precession in the point source conjugate system. So anyway, hope you find that interesting. No one's made a video about it before, and it's an excerpt from the 4th edition of my book. And I'll get back to working on my lecture. See the bright line coming right down the middle? Right here, that's the plane of inertia. See this bright yellow line right down the center? The antinomy of polarity. That's the plane of inertia. Thanks for watching. Bye.